Hey everybody, this is Mike and Chris at the Hideaway Homestead, and we are once again today working on the Les Paul guitar build for CGMA Guitars, and we're working here in the Allen Hideaway workshop. My good buddy Chris is here again. He's going to kind of cover in a recap what we've done to date, and then we're going to go into the kind of the nuts and bolts of what we're doing today. Make sure if you get a chance to click and subscribe. I'm not sure where that's at. It's down here somewhere. But make sure you click and subscribe and like. That really helps support us. It helps support the CGMA guitar builds that we're doing and the Homestead.
So in episode 1 we did the sanding and a comfort cut on the back of the guitar and treated the wood and got the first coats of the RIT dye on the flame top and on the head of the guitar. The second episode we did the back of the guitar and the back of the neck and also scraped the binding. Today's episode we're going to be working on boring out the holes for the potentiometers and getting the body in its last steps for being prepped for its finish, which we'll be using tung oil finish.
And what part do we have to actually bore out on there? Is that on the back or is that something on the front that we just have to widen? Or
it's on the front.
Okay.
Each of the potentiometer holes is just a little smaller than the potentiometers I'm going to be using. I bought a special kit that has all the wiring and everything needed, plus a treble booster that we're going to be soldering on.
Nice, and we'll be doing that on the drill press to try to make sure we have precise, and this way you don't mess the body up, right?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to it. I am going to go ahead and start working on doing the tung oil for the body and for the neck of the guitar. First though, I need somewhere here in the workshop that I can actually hang the guitar up while it's drying, because it's going to need to cure for about 24 hours, and then I'm going to apply another coat. And we'll continue doing that a few times until the guitar has that look that I know that Chris is looking for in the guitar. So a trick is to use some of this galvanized metal, this wire, and you can pick that up at your local hardware store. And if you look, I'm actually going to thread this together So you can see here where I've actually threaded the wire together a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a twist. So now it's a large loop. And what you end up with is a way to actually thread the wire. And you can see where it's actually threading it. And it's essentially doubling the strength of the wire. So then we're going to stop. There we go. And then what we're going to end up doing is we're actually going to do it again. So because I want to make sure that Chris's guitar doesn't, fall from the roof, which would be bad. But I will go ahead and do the same thing I just did. Okay, and as you can see, we're going to do this again, this time with the already tensioned wire. And now we have a pretty strong braided cord that we can use to hold the guitar up, and it actually already has a loop on the end of it to hold it up. Already has a loop on it to hold it up from a screw from the ceiling. Okay, so we now have the guitar body and the neck hanging here in the other side of the workshop. And I'm gonna let this sit for about 12 hours. That's how long it needs to do like a dry and a cure. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some steel wool, or you could actually use a brown paper bag that's crumpled up too. But we're going to take that and actually rough up the faces. What that does is it actually gets rid of some of the tackiness that might still exist on the guitar, but it also kind of dulls it and opens it up and gets it ready for another coat. And then we would apply another layer, and you continue to do that, and I'd say about 3 or 4 times you do that process. That does a number of things. It gets the sheen so that it shows up uniform across the entire guitar, but then it also helps reinforce it, right? Every layer is hardening and it gives it kind of extra protection for the guitar.